Hey y'all, it's your girl Java with the hair and makeup get ready with me video, and I'm starting off using the Shea Moisture Stronghold Styling Gel, and then I'm going to use the Cream of Nature Edge Control for my edges, and that's what I'm doing here. And I also spritz my hair with water in a spray bottle, but I didn't get those clips recorded, but I did all that just to get my hair ready to put on my wig cap, as you can see here. So it's just going to help flatten my hair for my wig cap to put on my wig as well. So now in this part, I'm just using the rest of this edge control, which I really need some more of, and I'm just doing my sideburns, my edges, my baby hairs, just to lay that and, you know, prep that for my wig as well. Ladies, help a sister out and comment below your favorite go-to edge controls, something that works on most hair types or all hair types, thick hair, more coarse hair, and doesn't turn white after applying it. Something that'll help tame these bad boys. Like, this is cool and all, but I want something better. Definitely time for an upgrade. Okay, so now I'm actually going back to the Shea Moisture Stronghold Styling Gel, and I'm just going to recoat the front of my hairline, edges, and sideburns. And I'm just using these products to just keep my hair as sleek and slick as possible for when I put my wig on. And once I do that, I'm going to put my scarf on to help my hair set, because the hairs that's going to be shown under the wig or with the wig is just mainly going to be my sideburns and maybe a little bit of the sleekness along my hairline that's left out of the wig cap. Okay, now, so this is the wig right here. It's a middle part wig, 100% human hair blend, meaning it's mixed with human hair and also like synthetic hair. The lace is pretty good quality as well, and the wig is 38 inches with like a loose beach or body wave. So yeah, I'm just installing the wig on my hair with the clips that came along in the inside attached to it, and I'm getting ready to detangle it because I've had it for a few months now, and over time it's beginning to look worn. So I'm just going to take my wig or weave brush and just begin to detangle from the ends all the way up to the roots, and I'm going to try to be as gentle as I can, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, but you do want to try to be gentle. Like, I'm really the type to like try to preserve my wigs for as long as I can, because why not? Like, because when the time is right, like, I will cut a wig, baby. Like, I will just keep cutting and cutting until I can't cut no more and I'm ready to just dispose of the wig, because you know, I want to get every use everywhere out of the wig, try different styles with different types of wigs, so why not make the most of it? Comment down below or like this video if y'all are the same way. It ain't no shame in my game, baby. Okay, so now I'm just spritzing the wig with some water in this spray bottle, because I'm going to be using this curl defining mousse foam, and I'll be putting that throughout the hair as well. This is the mousse right here. It's by the brand Finesse, and it is, like I said, curl defining mousse, and it was actually very inexpensive. I like this mousse because it's very thick. It's not like runny and super wet. It's actually like a very heavy mousse. It does add moisture to the wig when it starts to look dry, and along with some water, it does really well. And also, as far as like for defining the curls, it does bring back the curls or the waves or whatever. However, since this hair is mixed, like 100% human hair blend along with fake hair, synthetic hair, or whatever, it doesn't give it super defined curls or waves. However, it does just give it some life whenever it's kind of dull. And the product, it doesn't really last like all day. It just, you know, you may have to freshen it up every now and then, or I guess it just depends on like if you tie the hair up, or you know, try to lock in the moisture or whatever. And then also just the fact that the hair is not 100% human hair, raw human hair, I feel like that is the reason why, you know, the product doesn't work as well. But I mean, that's understandable. So yeah, moving on, I just take the weave or wig brush and I just start from the ends of the wig all the way to the root and just detangle it furthermore. And I'll just work that product throughout the wig, and if I need to add more product and more water, then I'll do so. And I've tried other mousses on this wig before, however, this is just the one that I have on hand right now. And honestly, I'll just use some cheap, inexpensive mousse from like a convenience store, or like if some mousse is on like a really good sale, then I'll get it and I'll use it. Just for the fact of the quality of the wig. I feel like if I have a more expensive wig, then I'll use more expensive products. That's just me. But hypothetically speaking, what if the more expensive products work really well on these types of quality wigs? Like, just for the fact that the wig is not fully 100% human hair, like what if the more expensive products actually work better than the inexpensive products? Do they really work well like that already? Am I missing out? Should I switch it up? Okay, so next I like to take a regular hard bristle brush and I just like to brush the top of the wig all the way to, like, you know, by my ears, just to kind of like tighten up that area and make it a little bit more sleek and put together, because I do like to wear the hair tucked behind my ears sometimes. Also, I'm going to follow up by putting on my headscarf to help like lock in the moisture and like just to keep it in place for, you know, when I'm ready to finish my makeup and go out. And when it comes to removing the scarf, then all my hairs will be in place and be neat, and you know, I'll be looking good. Okay, so now I'm just putting my scarf on my head and tying it up, and then I'll get started on my makeup. And when it comes to, you know, putting on the scarf, it's best to try to cover up as much hair as possible, especially when you're using like gel and edge control and stuff like that, because you really want the hair to set. This is actually pretty cute. Like, I could really just rock this just like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and move along. Okay, ladies, it's makeup time, and I'm starting off with my brows. I'm doing my updated brow routine, and if you have been following me for a while, I used to do my brows just slightly different, or you know, you would see me use a couple of different products. Next, I'm taking this eyeshadow palette by the brand Profusion, and it is the Infatuation palette. I'm going to start off with this color Tease. It's like a chocolate brown color, and I'm just going to use that color to fill in my brows using the other side of the spoolie brush, and I'm using that small pointed angle brush to use the product to fill out my brows. Next, I'm taking this clean spoolie brush with no product on it, and I'm going to use that to continue to brush out my brows. It's going to give me a much more even brush out, allowing the product to be distributed out more evenly. So yeah, and then once I do that, I'm just going to touch up any areas that need more product or need adjusting. A little side note, y'all, don't mind the little hand popping up in the background. That's just one of my kids coming in to keep me some company. So there you go. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that process over and over until I get it to my liking. For the concealer shade, I'm using Java Deep 2, and it's the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer for healthy skin. And I like this shade. It matches pretty well with my natural skin tone once I do some blending. And I'm just going to apply that above and below both brows, and then I'll begin to blend them in. Now for the blending, I'll be using the other end of the spoolie brush, and I'm using the small pointed angled flat brush to begin the blending process of the concealer. And I do like to follow up the blending with my fingers, because the warmth of the fingers just, you know, it helps to blend the product out really well. And you'll see that in a little bit. And I'm also going to be going back and forth in between the products for my brows, because I want to make sure that I get the desired look for my brows. And then I'll be moving on to the next step. So here I'm at the point where I am going over my brows, just trying to correct any mistakes or any like obvious flaws before moving on to my eye makeup. Okay, so now it's time for the eye makeup. I'm using the same concealer that I used for my brows to prime my eyelids before applying my eyeshadow. Doing this step helps the eyeshadow last longer, and it helps the colors pop a little bit better. And now I'm going to blend it out with a medium small flat foundation brush. And then I sometimes kind of go over where I applied the concealer on my brows, just to give it like one last blending session with the flat foundation brush. Now I'm taking this NYX matte finish setting spray, and it is long lasting. I'm going to use this to spray the flat foundation brush, and I'm going to apply that on top of the concealer on my eyelids. I don't really have to, but I mean it helps just to help seal in the concealer, and then I'm going to apply another layer of concealer for extra security. And again, I'm blending it out once more with the flat foundation brush. Now for the eyeshadow look, I'm using the color Oasis, and that's from the Profusion Infatuation palette. I went back to that palette, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lid, or the top half of my lid above my crease area, and I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. I absolutely love this palette because it's so women of color friendly. I love how the colors look on my skin tone, against my skin tone, and I would definitely recommend this palette to any women of color. Like, this palette is so good, and the eyeshadow shades are so pigmented. They're long lasting if applied right, and I mean it doesn't crease at all. Like, it doesn't start to look cakey if you have it on for a long time either, and I love that. And this brand has more items in their collection. I just haven't tried them yet, but I'm looking forward to trying more. And I am still applying on more layers, and that's another thing that I like about this palette, is that you can just build and build and build, and you will get an amazing look. Okay, now back to the eyeshadow palette. I'm taking this light peachy color called Personal, and I'm going to apply that all over my lids, and then I'm going to blend that in with the color Oasis, which is more like a tan shade. Also in this process, I'm taking the same setting spray and I'm applying that to the eyeshadow brush and applying that on my lids. Then I'm going to continue on with the blending process. And by the way, I forgot to mention that I'm only using one eyeshadow brush for both of these shades, so one side for each color. Okay, now going back to the same concealer that I've been using so far in the video, I'm just showing you guys the packaging once again, and I'm just taking the concealer to conceal the dark spots on my chin and my neck area, and then I'll be taking the same flat foundation brush to blend that out. Ladies, as y'all can see, this concealer conceals and blends out very well. I really love this concealer because it does what it needs to do. Now with the leftover concealer, I always end up just putting it anywhere else on my face that kind of doesn't really need it. I just need to start learning how to actually properly use it, as far as like highlighting and contouring, things like that. So now I'm taking this soft beauty blender sponge and I'm just wetting it a little bit with some water, squeezing out the excess water. And now I'm going to take the Maybelline New York Superstay Activewear in the shade 360 Mocha, and this is a liquid foundation which I love using. So I'm going to shake it up really well before applying, and I'm going to first apply it to the flat foundation brush that I've been using for the concealer. Simply reusing and recycling. But yeah, I'm just dabbing it on my face and I'm using the same brush to blend it out. Ladies, this foundation is definitely one of my favorites. It's one of my go-tos out of all of the foundations that I do have. And I always love the results of this foundation every time I use it. I love the consistency, the blend, how it works well with other products. It's buildable and lightweight, so you can always start with a little and add more if you need to. It comes in some nice shades. Mocha for me, or 360 Mocha as I always say. Like, it's the overall quality for me, and it's long lasting as well, and I love how it's affordable. Okay, so I could stop here, but I'm going to keep on going and add another layer. And as you can see with this layer, I'm just adding very little to just kind of like fill in any missing spaces that I feel needs to be a little bit more balanced out. So that's what I'm doing. Applying a little more setting spray all over my face now that my foundation and majority of my makeup is done. And I am applying a generous amount, and I'm going to let it air dry for a very quick second, and then I'm going to blend the rest into my makeup with my makeup blending sponge. It's a little damp still, so it does have some moisture in it along with what I have on my face already. So honestly, it is going to help kind of like blend and mend everything together. Any unbalanced areas, it's going to help to like spread out the rest of the foundation and concealer and just help me look right, you know? So I have to make sure I be careful with what I'm doing because I don't really want to mess it up or have to like wipe off any areas just to reapply some more makeup, and then I'd have to redo a certain area. So you just want to be careful when it comes to this part because you're almost done, first off, and then especially if you have somewhere to go or something to do. And really, the more you do your makeup, the more confident and comfortable you'll be. So I'm going back to my eyeshadow makeup, and I'm using this small angled flat brow brush, and I'm going to use this color Halo from the Profusion Infatuation palette. It's like a shimmery, soft rose gold color, and I'm applying that on both of my brow bones. When it comes to this part, you want to be very careful and make sure you're using the right brush. Like, it's better to use a smaller brush as this one here or something similar, because a larger brush can just cause it to just use too much and it can end up getting on your eyeshadow makeup, and then you'll likely have to clean it up or go over it a little bit. Along with putting shimmer in the brow bones, I also like to put some shimmer into the inner corners of my eyes because I do feel like it does help bring the look together, especially if I'm in the mood for it. A lot of times I don't really put eyeshadow under my waterline area, but when I do, sometimes I do a lot, and sometimes I just use like what's left over on the brush that I used for the eyeshadow makeup, and I just take the leftover on the brush and I just apply it under or along my waterline. Okay, it's time for some lashes. I'm using the I Envy eyelash glue by Kiss, and it is in the color black. Now, as far as the lashes, I don't remember the name. I do remember that they are half lashes, and I really like these because they fit my eyes a little bit better, and I do like the full ones as well. I just feel like these are much more of a better fit for me and just much more easier to handle. Like, I don't have to worry about sizing and shaping and cutting off any excess band. So in general, I usually tend to get lashes that are more so fluffy and spread out versus the ones that are like, you know, close together, bunched together, and very full. Alright, so lashes are on, and like I said, these are the half lashes, and I love how they fit my eye shape. Now I'm moving on to the lip makeup, and I'm going to use this NYX matte lipstick in the shade Euro Trash, and this is what it looks like. This is the color. And now I'm gonna go over that with the MAC lip gloss. It's the MAC Dazzle Glass lip gloss, and it is just like this shimmery, buttery, juicy lip gloss. It's in the shade Sugar Rimmed. It's like a soft baby pink with fine glitter particles. And lastly, I'm gonna add this OZ lip gloss in the color Clear to my lips, and I'll be done with my makeup look. This is the final results, ladies. Alright, so now I'm just removing my scarf so I could do my last minute touch-ups. Just making sure my hair looks good, so I'm just going over my hair, fluffing it out, making sure it's not any tangles or too many tangles, because this hair does get tangled, y'all. But anyway, I just want to make sure my makeup looks touched up, so I'm just going over my hairline a little bit with the beauty blender and using what's left over on it to kind of like fill in that little gap that was under the scarf. But yes, ladies, so this is definitely one of my go-to makeup looks, especially if I'm going to use eyeshadow. The shades that I use is definitely one of the most neutral colors that matches with a lot of my outfits. But yeah, so this is my get ready with me video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys found it helpful or entertaining. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by clicking the notification bell to stay updated for all of my upcoming content. Bye, y'all.